What's up, guys and gals? It's your host, Steve, and you've arrived to Geek Boulevard. The topic of the day is the Summer Games Fest. The stream happened earlier this week, so I'm going to go over some of the announcements that stuck out to me and go over some of the negatives of the show because there were a few. Now, do I think it was better than the PlayStation Showcase? I would say yes, because there was something that the PlayStation Showcase didn't have, and that was actual gameplay. Jeff Keighley comes out on stage to a modestly excited crowd, and personally, I think Jeff is a great host. He's a fellow gamer, and I know he's been in the business for quite a while now, and he tried to do his best to make it about the game, so I give him credit for that. But like I said, there are definitely negatives to this show, but we'll get to that. The show kicked off with a surprise reveal in the Prince of Persia franchise called Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. This is a 2.5D Metroidvania type of game, and I gotta say, it looks amazing. Some really great platforming segments followed by some giant boss battles. It's gonna be dropping on all platforms on January 18th, 2024. My birthday, no less, so that'll be a nice little treat. I can't help but feel, though, that Ubisoft made this game because people are really disappointed in the status of the Sands of Time remake that is probably never going to come out, because recently it was known that it basically went back to square one.
Boy, ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
So it seems they're kind of feeling a little remorseful, and they felt they needed to give us something Prince of Persia related in the interim to kind of hold us over until then. Another banger up next year as Ed Boon comes out on stage to show off the first gameplay trailer for Mortal Kombat 1, and it looks just absolutely gorgeous. There was footage of the new fighters called Cameo Fighters, which are pretty much in the same vein as tag team battles, but with past Mortal Kombat characters, and you can summon them to continue a combo. It's really, really cool. I really like the direction the story is going in. They're definitely taking these characters into new directions, which is very refreshing to see. Comes out on September 19th, so 2023 is going to be stacked with fighting games this year. This, Tekken 8, if it does come out this year, as well as Street Fighter 6. And speaking of Street Fighter, Capcom showed off a new trailer of Ryu and Guile in exosuits as they're crossing over with Capcom's upcoming shooter, Exoprimal. Ryu fighting dinosaurs? I mean, what more can you ask for, I guess?
I said, wait a minute, wait a minute.
Coming later this year, this really threw me off though, and it seems like a reminder to people that Capcom has a dinosaur first-person shooter coming. Instead of giving us that, just give us a Dino Crisis remake already. Come on, man. Moving on to Sonic Superstars, a return to form for Sonic, I would say, and a very welcome one. My first memory of video games was playing Sonic the Hedgehog on Genesis, so I was immediately excited watching this trailer. The Sonic games are very hit or miss, Sonic Frontiers especially being one of those that was pretty much a miss, although it seems the reception for that one has gotten a bit warmer as of late. This one, however, is going back to the 2D perspective with some modern tweaks to the gameplay, sort of like Sonic the Hedgehog 4, and you got multiple characters to play as like Knuckles, Tails, or Amy, not to mention 4-player co-op, hence the multiple characters. Definitely scratched that itch for me. It's going to be dropping later this year on all platforms. Then we got a new trailer for the Souls-like game, Lies of P. Man, the aesthetic and design of this world just definitely gives me Bloodborne with a little bit of BioShock vibes as well kind of thrown in there. It's sort of this twisted gothic tale on Pinocchio. Now, I'm not very good with Souls-like games, but I played some of the Demon's Souls remake and loved what I played, so I'm going to check this out as the demo for it is actually out right now. The game was supposed to come out in August, but we have a new release date of September 19th for all platforms. This one really surprised me, as Dragon Ball creator Akira Toriyama is behind a new IP based on his Sandland manga, and the art style looks really interesting. You play as a demon and you have a tank, so that's cool. What more do you need to know, really? Not quite sure if this is something I would play personally, but I do know how important Toriyama is to anime and manga, so the crowd definitely went wild for this one. No release date, but it is coming to PS4, PS5, Xbox, and Steam. Next, we have new gameplay from Alan Wake 2. Sam Lake graced us with his presence, looking as dapper as ever, to show off one of the new characters we get to play as, FBI agent Saga Anderson, who will be splitting the story with our favorite writer. Apparently, you can complete both their stories in whichever way you choose, which I do appreciate that kind of freedom to just tackle the story in different ways. And as excited as I am for this game, I'm most likely not going to be snatching it up as it is a digital only release, and I really want that physical disc copy, so hoping that changes in the future. Alan Wake 2 drops on October 17th for PS5, Xbox, and PC. Now, believe it or not, guys, John Carpenter is a huge gamer. He tweets about his favorite games all the time. Hard to believe that, I know, but it's the truth. And he's behind a new first-person shooter zombie killing title called Toxic Commando. And as cool as it was to see so many zombies on screen, that's been done before. So this didn't really appeal to me that much. I'm just kind of over the whole zombie thing, as I'm sure most people are. Like, you just get burnt out after a while. But the gunplay looked fun, driving around, running them over and stuff. Yeah, alright. Toxic Commando has a release window of 2024 and it's coming to PS5, Xbox, and PC. Baldur's Gate 3 was present with a new trailer showing off its second villain, Gortash, voiced by none other than Lucius Malfoy himself, Jason Isaacs, so that was pretty cool to see. I've never played Baldur's Gate, but this has been a hotly anticipated sequel for a while, as it comes from Larian Studios, famous for Divinity, so a lot of hype for this one. Full release is coming August 31st for PS5, Xbox, Mac OS, and PC. It's finally confirmed. Spider-Man 2 has an official release date of October 20th. Pre-orders go live June 16th, and I could not be more excited. Creative director Brian Intihar came out on stage to talk a little more about the game. No trailers or gameplay, but he did show off 2 bits of concept art, and one of them had Venom in it. God, I can't wait for this game. Brian goes on to state that the Venom we see in this particular universe is not Eddie Brock, so I'm really curious to find out who's under the goo, so to speak. I really admire the creative liberties that Insomniac has taken with this franchise, and I just know it's going to be in good hands. This one has copyright written all over it. A new title called Pal World was shown off, and it literally is Pokemon with guns.
What did he say?
These creatures look so similar to their Pokemon counterparts that the Pokemon Company is probably tearing their hair out at this. I mean, it looks fun, I guess, if you're into Pokemon shooting each other. Hey, go nuts, man. After the great success of The Lord of the Rings, Gollum, I'm just kidding, that game was shit. Return to Moria was showing off with what looks to be survival crafting gameplay mechanics. Not really quite sure what's going on here, but it's gonna be a huge pass for me. Just give me another Shadow of Mordor sequel. I'll give you all the bills for that one. Developer Don't Nod has a new supernatural style IP called Banishers Ghosts of New Eden. We got footage of this at the Game Awards, and they went more in depth with the gameplay trailer. I really enjoyed Vampire despite the really bad combat, and Life is Strange is just amazing. The first one, more specifically. They do a great job with storytelling, so I'm excited to dive deep into this world and these characters. Banishers launches at the end of 2023. Sega next came with a new trailer for the next installment in the Yakuza series, which is now known as Like a Dragon. Called Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name, we're back to playing as my boy Kiryu, and I could not be happier for his return. I'm going back to play all the previous games, and man, these games are just so fun and wacky. The combat is just balls to the wall insane. I can't wait. Set to drop November 9th. Now, this next bit just... it really annoyed me. Marvel Snap was shown off at the show for its brand new Conquest mode, and I've never tried Marvel Snap. I'm not very into card games. It's just not really my thing. So then this guy, this hype man, came out on stage, who's the chief creative designer for the game, was yelling into the microphone.
Excited to announce Marvel Snap's biggest update ever.
And I just have a headache now. Moving on. Immortals of Avium showed off what looks to be a final trailer before the game drops in July. I think the game looks absolutely stunning, no doubt, but the marketing push is starting to become a bit overkill at this point, and it is causing my hype level to drop a little bit, but still on my radar, so no more trailers, please. And last but certainly not least, to close out the show, we got a jaw-dropping gameplay trailer for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay calm.
everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
I was hoping, but I didn't really expect. So much going on in this trailer, and just seeing the vast openness we'll be able to explore as opposed to the tighter spaces of Midgar in Remake. I love Remake so much, and to be able to continue this story with Cloud and the gang is just going to be the best experience ever. We got a release window of early 2024, and it's going to be on not one, but 2 discs. The first PS5 game to ever do that. Square Enix made that very much known in the trailer, which makes me very happy knowing that this game is just going to be massive. After all of that, it's time to get into my overall thoughts of the show, and it was just another meh kind of showcase. You know, it wasn't bad by any means, as there were some good things in there, but there was also a lot of crap in between. There were a bunch of mobile games that I didn't care for, ads for Samsung Hub, there was a trailer for The Witcher Season 3, and a clip from the Twisted Metal show that is going to premiere on Peacock, and that was just shit awful. I don't understand the need to put television or streaming series ads in a video game showcase. Whether they're related to that IP or not, it should stay separate. I understand it's a business and you need to promote stuff, but there are other ways to do that. That wraps up my little rundown and overall thoughts on Summer Game Fest. What did you think of the show? Did you like it, hate it? Were there any games that got you foaming at the mouth that I didn't mention in my rundown? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel where I talk all about video games and movies. Until next time, folks, keep it classy and keep it geeky.